Today is my husband's 76th birthday.
76? 76? I don't hear the trombones. Of course, that song's too old for anybody to remember anyway.
So, happy birthday, honey.
Thank you,
I love
darling.
you. We've been together 57 years and counting. So
57 years and counting.
57
Lord
years
have
and
mercy,
counting.
Rose.
Yep.
With the same woman?
Yep.
Oh,
And
my.
the same man.
Oh my goodness.
So I just wanted to show y'all. I'm not going to show you me cooking everything because I've already done that. But I'm going to show you what we're going to have. We're having company for lunch today. One of our grandsons is coming. So this is some snake squash. You've seen me. You've seen Roy. He's fixing to get it right now.
How big they are. This
Yeah.
is just one.
That's one squash. It broke in two, but that's one squash. And so
Snake squash.
we sliced some of it off, and I'm gonna fry that. And this is the okra he got out of the garden this morning, and so I've cut some of that up. And this, I told you the other day on a video that I had bought 2 packs of fresh green beans. Well, these need using, so we're having green beans again. But we love green beans. We can eat them every day or every
Yes.
other day. And I had some chicken breast in the freezer, and I took those out and I cut them up in little strips. I'm gonna fry those for little chicken tenders. And in my Cuisinart Instant Pot right here, I've got a big ham. Smoked ham, and he wanted corn again. I showed y'all the other day how I cook my corn, so I've got it ready. I've got a pack of white Silver Queen we had left from last year, and a pack of the yellow sweet corn that I froze the other day. Y'all saw that on a video. So, and I've got salt and pepper and butter in it, ready to go in the microwave. And in this pot right here, I've got some, whoa, that's hot. Some of those little white acre peas that y'all saw me putting in the freezer the other day. And I'm going to do my okra and my chicken tenders and this little fry daddy right here. So I just wanted y'all to know what was going on with us this morning. And I wanted to wish Roy a happy birthday. And so I'm fixing to get
Are you
cooking.
going to do a banana pudding, a sugar-free banana pudding,
I'm going to
or
do a
not?
sugar-free banana pudding, and I'm going to show y'all how to do that.
Love it.
Now, I'm probably not going to show y'all how to do it all because I've showed you how I fried the squash and okra, but you'll get little clips of me doing different things. So, but I just wanted to wish my husband a happy birthday today. Love you,
darling.
baby.
Thank you, Angel.
Got my green beans steamed, and I'm ready to stir fry them. I've got my chicken tenders coated. I put salt, pepper, garlic, and some smoked paprika on them, and they're sitting in buttermilk right now. And this is my coating for my chicken. It's gluten-free flour, and I put a little garlic and paprika and salt in it. And this is the coating for my okra and my squash. It is salt, pepper, and garlic, and a little just a little bit of onion powder, but not much, and just a little bit of red pepper. And this morning, my ham is ready. I'm just letting it sit there and lose some of the pressure. Then I'm going to take it out. And this morning, I'm going to make some biscuit, like my mama used to make biscuit. And this biscuit bowl right here, biscuit tray, it was my granny's. My granny used it. She raised her kids on it. She gave it to my mama, and mama raised us on it. And then when I got a big family, she had given me a small one when I first got married. But then I had 4 children, and it wasn't big enough. So we just swapped out. I gave her my little one, and she gave me this one. I do not know how old this is. I mean, I couldn't tell you how old this is. And you can see these little, I don't know where those little indentions, those little cutout places, I don't know how they got in it. And you see around the edges, it's just really, it's not smooth. It's like somebody took a knife or something and made this. I don't know. But anyway, so I'm going to show you how my mama made biscuit. Probably not like most people you see out there, but it's the way she did it, and I don't do it this way every time, but I just wanted to show y'all this morning how she did it when we were growing up. Okay, I am fixing to make the sugar-free banana pudding. I told y'all earlier that I was. I have got 2 cups of whole milk in my batter bowl here, and I've got 2 eggs and 1 cup of evaporated milk. I use evaporated milk in mine, and I put in my 3rd egg, and I put the whole egg because I'm not going to put a meringue on this. Some people like them, some people don't, but I'm not going to do a meringue today because it would be in the oven the same time my biscuit's cooking. So I'm just going to crumble some little crumbs over it, and so I'm just beating those eggs up really well.
3 eggs, right?
3 eggs.
Okay.
3 eggs. 3 cups of milk, and that's 2 cups of whole milk and 1 cup of evaporated milk. So I'm going to mix these eggs up better. Now, in this, it's a very easy recipe. It's one Mom always used. I've always used it. I don't do the simple one, the instant pudding one very much because Roy doesn't like it. So, and I've got 3 cups of stevia. 3 cups. I've got a lot going on this morning. So, I've got 3/4 of a cup of stevia.
Okay.
Yes. And so I'm going to mix that in and stir it up real good. Because I would be putting 3/4 cups of sugar if I was using sugar in this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it is, I'm going to put 3 tablespoons of, make sure I got cornstarch here. Yeah.
You're in trouble if you don't.
3 tablespoons of cornstarch. And I'm going to mix it up real good. And it's okay just to put it in there because it's cold. And if it was hot, I might not would do that.
Those were heaping tablespoons, weren't they?
No,
They weren't?
no,
Okay.
they weren't level, but they weren't heaping.
Oh, okay.
It was just 3 good tablespoons.
Yeah.
So, and I'm going to put, this is imitation vanilla. I've got pure vanilla, but this, in my pudding, I'm just going to use the imitation. So I put,
Yeah, it's just my birthday banana pudding. She can use imitation.
so I put 2 teaspoons. I would have only put 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract, but I put 2 teaspoons in this because it's imitation.
But if you ever seen the price of real vanilla extract, you'll want to stretch it.
Whew. So that's 3 eggs, and if you are going to make a meringue, you separate your egg whites from your egg yolks, and you do not put your egg whites in. But if you're not making a meringue like me this morning, then you can put the whole egg in. So that's 3 cups of milk, and this morning I put 2 of whole, 1 of evaporated, 3/4 cups of stevia, 2 teaspoons of vanilla, 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, and I think that's it. And it's going to make like a vanilla custard. So I'm going to put it in my microwave. And while it's cooking in my microwave, I'll do it like in 3 minutes, and then I'll do it 2 minutes and 2 until it gets the thickness that I want it. I will be cutting up my bananas, and as you can see, my bananas are good and ripe. That's the way Roy likes them. And my vanilla wafers, I'll go ahead and cut them up and put them in my bowl. So I'm fixing to put this in the microwave, and after 3 minutes, we're going to see what it, let me get my corn out. I put my corn in there because it's ready to cook. So I just got a lot going on this morning. So we're fixing to cook it 3 minutes. Three minutes is up, and I'm fixing. You can see it started to thicken some. Honey, if you get in here.
I am.
Yeah, it's just started to thicken a little bit. I'm going to turn that light on. Okay. Now I'm going to put it in for 2 minutes, and I'm going to do it at 2 minutes. I'm going to taste of it first because it's been in there 3 minutes. Those eggs are cooked. So Oh, that's good.
Are you surprised?
Yes, because I've never used stevia.
Oh, okay.
I usually use monk fruit or swerve or something like that.
Okay.
But I think it's not as sweet as I want it. I think I'm gonna get some King Arthur bacon sugar. Just give me just a second here. Because when you're baking or cooking, this makes it a little bit sweeter. It's King Arthur baking sugar. I have the wrapper. Let me show you. I think I still got it.
She's wanting to show you the package, so she's looking for the package.
It's this. It's called King Arthur Alternative, but it's King Arthur baking sugar, and it's 0 aftertaste, 0 net carbs, 0 calories. So this is what I use. It's kind of pricey, but I don't bake that much, and I really don't. When I make ice cream, I make it sometime, but on video you may see me using it a good bit, but I really don't. I use it very sparingly, but
if you're wanting something a little sweeter, you just top off the other sweetener
right.
with this
And
because
this,
it's expensive.
Yes, this banana pudding is not quite sweet enough, so I'm going to put 1/4 of a cup of this King Arthur.
Right.
But now you only use, if you're using sugar, you only use 3/4 of a cup because that will make it plenty sweet enough. Because your bananas are going to be sweet. And this kind of has a little vanilla flavor to it. And so it makes it really good. So let me taste it again. I better get another spoon because we're having company. When it's just us, I'll double dip, but oh, that's much better.
Is it better out of the spoon or your hand?
Either one. Either one. Okay, I'm going to put it back in now for 2 minutes. And I'm going to see what it looks like. If it's not thick enough, then I'll put it back in for another minute and a half until it gets thick. But I'm not going to bring you back every time I take it out. When it gets ready, then I'll tell you how many minutes it took and show you what it looks like. Okay, it's been in the microwave 6 minutes. And honey, I want to show them what it looks like. 6 minutes.
Oh, thickening.
It's thick. It's as thick as I want it because I'm going to be putting it in crackers. And I have put some crackers in the bottom. Back up a little bit. I have put some crackers in the bottom and cut up a banana and a half. So I'm going to put a layer of pudding. And then I'm going to put another layer of vanilla wafers. Now, we don't use those expensive vanilla wafers because they're like $4 a box. We get these. We got some at Aldi's the other day. We get them at Walmart because Roy likes them just as good. He eats them with peanut butter a lot. So he likes them just as good as he does the vanilla wafers. Let me take this out. See it better. So I put another layer of vanilla wafers, and I'm not choosy about how they go in. Then I'm going to cut up another banana, and I just cut it in small slices and just distribute it all around. I'm doing this in a hurry because I'm running a little behind this morning. So, all right. Now you want to show them what that looks like, honey? Okay, that's another layer of vanilla wafers and another layer of bananas. And so I will just put the rest of my custard in there. And I tasted of it. It's really good. All right. And now, if I was going to put a meringue on it, I would beat my egg whites, and I'll show you how to do that in another video, but since I wasn't going to put meringue on it today, then I just take some of my crackers, like this, and I just, with my hand, I just kind of crumble them up, and just kind of put them over the top like that. I'll do a few more, just so it looks pretty. Because some of my family does not like the meringue. And so when I'm making for some of them, this is the way I do it. And it works good for us. So, do a few more right here in this corner. And you can crumble them up smaller if you want to, but it doesn't matter. Okay, that's my banana pudding right there. Sugar-free banana pudding in the microwave.
All that needs is eating.
And it sure is good.
It sure is. It's pretty.
Okay, I'm fixing to get busy, and you know, a lot of stuff you have to cook at the last minute. Well, it's the last minute, so I'm gonna set this to the side, and then I'm gonna get busy. And Roy's fixing to help me. All right, I got my green beans on, stir fried, and I put salt, pepper, garlic, and about a tablespoon of toasted sesame oil. That makes all the difference right there.
It sure does.
Oh, they are so good with that. So I'm going to let those cook. And I don't close them up because I want them to kind of stir fry. And I've got them on medium high, so I just leave the lid open a little bit. And now I'm fixing to fry my chicken tenders. And I've got my little fryer on 350. And so in this coating mixture is salt, pepper, a little red pepper, not much, and garlic. And as you can see, they were soaking in buttermilk. And honey, you want to let them sit down in here. And this is gluten-free flour. So this is, everything in this meal will be gluten-free but the biscuit. And I don't have time to make keto biscuit today for me. So I'm making this for them, because I'm the only one here that's really gluten-free. So Roy eats gluten-free when it's just me and him, but if I'm doing for people that are coming, I do regular for them, and then I just don't eat bread. But, okay, this is the way I'm going to cook my little chicken tenders here. And I've got my white acre peas done. They're in this board right there. And all I did was put salt, pepper, and butter. I have put bacon in them, but we like just salt, pepper, and butter, and the white acres. And if I'm doing purple hulls or something like that, I always put either some kind of pork, bacon, or whatever. So my green beans are cooking. My corn is in the microwave. My chicken is, let me set this timer. I'm going to cook this chicken about 7 minutes because it's real small. I'm going to wash my hands. I'm going to show you what my corn looks like. It's got 23 seconds. It's been cooking. Woo! That's hot. It's been cooking for 5 minutes. And like I said, this is yellow corn and this is silver queen. So if it doesn't get quite thick enough in the next, by the time it gets done, then I will put a little cornstarch in it and thicken it up. And this is just salt, pepper, and butter in here. So, all right, we're going to continue to cook.
These green beans are so good this way.
I'm going to put a little bit of water in them just to steam them for a couple of minutes. Probably that's 1/4 of a cup. I'm just going to steam them for a couple of minutes to soften them up, because these are real green beans. They're delicious, but I had to steam those the other day for a little bit, and just to soften them up a little bit. Even though we like them crunchy, as you can see, there's not much water in there at all. Okay. We will be back in just a few minutes. Okay, this is our first batch of chicken that we got out. Now it's going to look a little different. It's not going to have your really, really thick crust because it's gluten-free flour, but it's still got a good crust on it. And the other day I showed you how I fried my okra with egg. Well, today I'm using buttermilk. So I just put salt, pepper, a little red pepper, a little bit of garlic, and then I put it in buttermilk. So I'm going to go ahead and batter it while my second batch of chicken is finishing up, and it's got about 3 more minutes. So I'll cook my okra, then I'm going to cook my squash. And I did my squash the same way. I put a little bit of buttermilk on it, and I'm just going to let it sit here until my okra gets ready. So I'm just going to batter this or coat it. It's not a batter, but it's a coating. So, and it can be, when you do this and let it sit for a few minutes before you put it in your grease, the batter gets a little thicker. The coating gets a little thicker on it. So, okay. I just wanted to show y'all what that looked like. I'm fixing to wash my hands, take up my chicken, put my okra in, make my biscuit, and then we're going to get this thing ended up. Okay, I told y'all earlier, I didn't know what these notches in this pan were. And Roy said, honey, it's probably where they put their rolling pin. And I want you to look at that. It fits perfectly. I got my rolling pin out, and I said, well, that makes sense. So I want you to look at that. That rolling pin fits perfectly in those little notches that they cut out. So I just wanted to show y'all, Roy figured out what it was for. So now I'm fixing to show you how my mama made biscuit. She put her flour in this little biscuit tray, biscuit bowl. Then she took her buttermilk. Now this is fat-free buttermilk, but I put fat in it. I do not like fat-free buttermilk. But I added some heavy cream to it, and I kind of made it like whole fat buttermilk. So she just poured. That's probably a cup and a half, maybe 2 cups. Now she used oil, corn oil, vegetable oil. This is a blended oil, a blend of canola and vegetable oils. And so all she did is she poured a little bit in there. That's probably a half a cup. Then she took her spoon and she started working her flour in like this to the middle. Now I haven't done this in a while, so I usually use shortening, but I wanted to show y'all how my mama did it. And instead of shortening in her pan, she put oil. And so I've got oil in mine this morning. So you just keep stirring it like this, and you try not to go to the bottom. You try to keep the flour around it dry, and you don't go to the bottom because you don't want to get the dough on the bottom of the pan. So you just kind of keep working it, and you see how that flour, and you pull it in from the sides. You see how that flour is making a dough. So then, when it gets to that point, she would clean off her spoon, and she would take her clean hands, and she would start working that dough around like this. Just like that. Pulling in a little bit from the side. Just like that. Then she would turn her pan like this. As she is working some of that dough in, she would turn her pan like that and work a little bit more flour in that biscuit dough. And when she got it just like she wanted it, I'll show you what she did. That's just about right. You can tell by the feel. Then she would flip it over like that. Now, honey, you just stay there. I'm going to the trash can and get this off my fingers.
Okay. Maybe this will be a new beginning of more biscuits for Roy. Since you had none in a while.
So then she would put a little bit of flour on her hands, and she would pinch a little piece off, and she would roll that dough in her hands, and she would make her biscuit, and she'd put her fingerprints in it. So she would pinch off a little piece of dough, she'd roll it in her hands like that, and she would put it, and as she pinched off, she would go around the outer edge of her biscuit dough. And she would put her little fingerprints in it, and she'd pinch off another little piece.
Around the outer edge of her biscuit dough or the pan?
Around the outer edge of her biscuit dough.
Okay, in the middle.
She turned her pan. Yeah. I mean, she turned her little biscuit pan, and she would pinch off the edge like that.
Yeah.
And she would roll her biscuit and put her little fingerprints in it. Now, this is the way my mama made biscuit.
This is precious memories, isn't it, baby?
Yes, it is. And if we had any left over, you know what we had the next morning for breakfast? Biscuit toast.
Oh, tell us what biscuit toast is, because it's so good.
She would cut these biscuit open, slice it open, and she would put butter on it, and she would either cook it in a cast iron skillet on top of the stove, or she would put it in the oven.
Turn it into toast.
Turn it into toast. And let me tell you something. If you've never had biscuit toast, oh my. Now, you've got to try biscuit toast. Ever how you make biscuit? But this is the way my mama did it. And this is the way I did it for years and years. Roy's sister-in-law, I was over at her house not long after we married, and I watched her make biscuit, and she had made them with shortening. I said, Dolores, what are you doing? She said, I'm making biscuit. I said, with shortening? She said, yes. She said, that's the way I've always done it. So the only way I had ever seen it was like this, with oil. But now, since I watched her, then I started making it with shortening too. But and I've got all this dough left, and I will use this dough. I'll put it in the refrigerator, and I'll use it for hoe cake. You can take a little cast iron skillet and put some oil in it and put it on top of the stove, and you can take a piece about like this, and you roll it in your hand. You get it really smooth. I'm not going to do it today. You get it really smooth, and then you cook it on top of the stove, and that's what we call hoe cake biscuit. That's what Mama always called it. So if she had biscuit dough left over, then she would do that, or she would roll it really thin, and she would make like little apple pies. She would use it sometimes when she did a cobbler of like a blackberry or peach or whatever. She would roll it really, really thin, cut them in long strips, put them in the oven, and make little crackers out of them. And then she would put those crackers, after she had cooked her blackberry or her peach or whatever and got it thick, she would put those crackers down in her cobbler, and then she would make a crust to go on the top, and she'd slide it in the oven until the crust got done. So I just want to show y'all how my mama made biscuit. Now I'm fixing to put these in. Now I have in the past done this.
Oh yeah.
I put a little buttermilk in my hand, and I just put a little buttermilk.
It does make it taste buttermilky too. It gives it a really good flavor.
I put a little buttermilk on my biscuit, just like this. And I'm fixing to slide them in a 450-degree oven, and they'll cook probably 15 minutes or so, and they'll be done. Now, I'm fixing to get my okra on. So, when I get everything done, I'm going to show you what it all looks like.
All right.
Okay, I've already got my okra cooked, and I've got it taken up, and now I'm fixing to take up my snake squash. I battered them in the same coating that I did my okra. Matter of fact, a few pieces of okra got in there with that snake squash, but that's okay.
Snake squash is highly nutritious food that is low calorie and an excellent food to aid in your overall diet.
Okay, that's our squash and our okra. this is our ham, our chicken tenders, corn.
Hold it. I can't move that fast.
Oh, okay.
Ham,
Corn, stir-fry green beans. And if you notice, these green beans are a little brown. That's the way we like them. So when they start getting brown, well, let's start watching them and let them get, you may not want them that brown, but that's up to you. So you cook them ever how your family likes them, but this is the way we like them. Our squash and our okra. And I'm going to put my biscuit in here. They're not quite ready. Woo! You want to see them in the oven? Look at that.
They're looking
Can you
good.
see that?
You still remember how to cook a biscuit, Rose?
I do. What I've been cooking lately is low-carb biscuits. It's the keto biscuits that we've been eating. So it's been a long time since I cooked a biscuit like this. But
Well, I stopped.
that's like riding a bike or learning how to type. You never forget. You don't forget how to ride a bike as a child. You don't forget how to type. You don't forget how to make homemade biscuit if that's what you grew up doing and watching your mama do. So the biscuit's gonna be ready in probably a minute or two. I'm gonna let them brown a little bit more because we do like them brown. So and then I'm gonna let y'all see what it all looks like. This is our biscuit.
What are you doing there?
I am putting butter on them.
Oh, Lance.
And if I really wanted to be bad, I'd put honey on them too. But I'm not going to do that today. I'm just going to put butter. And I can tell you right now, this is the one Roy's going to get. Because he likes them crusty and thin. Now, these are not your thick, fluffy biscuit. That's not what Mama made. This is the biscuit right here. And you look at that bottom. Look how brown and pretty. So this is the biscuit that I grew up on. This is the biscuit that my mama made. My daddy loved. All the kids liked it. And I'm going to tell you something else that's good with these biscuits. It's chocolate syrup.
Woo.
So one day we called it
Homemade chocolate syrup.
Homemade. Some people call it chocolate gravy. I never had heard of chocolate gravy until just a few years ago. Mama always called it chocolate syrup.
Oh.
And that's still some of my family's favorite. So my daughters have cooked it for their children and now some of their grandchildren. And their grandchildren love it. So
Now, I kid Rose about not cooking biscuits now, but the truth is, when I was working hard, actively, I could eat 100 of these a week, and it didn't wind up on my stomach. But now, I grow out of my shirt sizes too quickly if I go to eat, and so, plus she's gluten-free, so I try to support her, but we eat other things, and it's just as good. But this is a good biscuit.
okay, y'all, this is going to be our lunch right here as soon as Gage and his little friend gets here. So we're having homemade biscuit, fried okra, fried squash, stir-fried green beans, chicken tenders, corn, and ham.
And
Smoked
a banana
ham.
pudding over there.
Oh, and a banana pudding. That's right. So they should be getting here in a minute. And the food will be hot. And as soon as they do, we're going to eat. So,
Oh, a fig preserve too. With
Oh,
these
my
biscuits.
goodness.
Oh
Oh.
my goodness, that's the kill for them.
a
You
fig
get to eat two of
preserve.
those a year.
So, all right, baby. You want to get another shot of those biscuits? They
Okay.
surely are pretty.
That's pretty, Rose. Home cooking. Put
Home
the
cooking.
delicious into healthy food.
That ain't healthy. That is not healthy. I would not say.
One biscuit is.
I would not say that this was a healthy meal, but it's a good Southern meal. And hey, we do have gluten-free
Other than the
chicken tenders. So
other than the crackers in the banana pudding and the biscuit, it's a healthy meal.
well, I guess so. Corn is not that. I mean, it's fresh out of the garden, but anyway. So thank y'all for joining me this morning. This has just been a little adventure Roy and I have been on, and we wanted to bring y'all along with us. And I just wanted to show you what all was involved in cooking a good Southern meal like I've got today. So please share this video if you enjoy it. Share it even if you don't enjoy it. So please like and subscribe and follow, and on YouTube, subscribe and give me a comment, give me a thumbs up, or either how you do a little heart. Yeah, a thumbs up or a little heart. So I love y'all. Happy birthday, honey.
Well, let me tell everybody, like I always say, in lieu of birthday cards, send money. Thank you. Okay.
I forgot to tell y'all, this is, I said, we were kidding about it being a healthy meal, but all this is fresh. It's out of the garden. So it is gluten-free though. Everything on here is gluten-free. Gluten-free flour, and the cornmeal is gluten-free that I use to coat my squash and my okra. Gluten-free flour that I use to coat my chicken tenders. So the pea, everything else is not, and it is sugar-free because in the corn, let me take that back. No sugar added because there is sugar in natural sugar in the corn, and in the banana pudding is y'all saw me stevia and the King Arthur bacon. So there's no sugar in this and there's no gluten in this. So it's according to what kind of lifestyle eating you're on. It could be a very healthy meal. So I just want to tell y'all that. Gage and his little friend are here, so we're fixing to eat.